Om Sai Ram, Nehaji. You asked a very valid question. Negative emotions, negative attitude, negative tendency is built when there is expectation in life. So you expect something from somebody and you don't get that. You become depressed. You become sad. Your project doesn't get accomplished. You're not happy about that. Something you really wanted badly, you desired for it, but you're not able to get that. Then you become like depressed in a way where you're agitated, you're angry, you want to, and then and then the negative thoughts. What happens by this, the anger, the depression, and the rejection, all of those will fuel your ego. So it fuels the ego by giving, by saying, okay, so you didn't get it. And the ego what happens is your ego starts being punished by the mentality that we have carried. It's not you as in the pure being is being punished, but it's your ego that's being punished. If I wanted something really badly and I prayed to Baba, and let's say, I wasn't qualified, and then Baba doesn't give it to me, and I become sad, upset. I'd be like, oh my God, I've done so much for you. I always do 9 Guruvar Vrat, and I do this, and then I do that, but you didn't listen to me. I mean, you're not listening to me. What's going on? Maybe Lord is waiting for a right time for me. He is giving me, he's making me, he's molding me. He's trying to mold me into the way he wants me to be. Because after all, I'm his responsibility. So he wants to mold us the way we want. But see, when you carve anything like a stone or something, it's going to hurt because the carving is taking a shape. Same thing. Our ego will be hurt. And a lot of negative feelings and negative tendency will come up to fuel the ego. Is because ego is complaining. Why is it not happening? Why is it not fulfilling? Why God doesn't listen to me? All that why me? Why this? How come, how long I have to wait in order for me to get this? What is the point, am I going to go, what's going on? So those questions are going to develop in your mind because your ego is hurt. So when ego is hurt, the mind becomes very strong. And mind activities become strong and it starts acting. It works. Now, what is one thing you need to remember when you are upset or negative thoughts come is you need to step back from those negative thoughts. First, watch them. Don't get distracted by them. If you're watching a movie and ugly scene comes and you are with your family, what you do is you close your eyes or you skip that part. Same thing in your mind. You can't skip that part. How can you skip it? Not giving attention to it. If you pay attention to it, you are not skipping it. But for example, let's say, I'm sitting and right now I'm talking with you, but there's a lot of cars that are passing by, where I am sitting right now. What difference it's doing to me? I'm tuning them out. I have a music playing in other room. I have a TV playing in another room. I have, somebody calling me. I mean, there's a phone ringing in another room. What difference does it make to me? If I start paying attention, then yes, it's going to be like, oh my God, look, the TV is playing and I can't focus. I need to focus on my work. But you need to learn to tune them out. And the best practice to tune them out is you need to always be on the high frequency. You can be on higher frequency. And how can you be on a higher frequency? Gratitude. An attitude of gratitude. Always thank God for what He has done for you. Think about your precious moments or your precious, beings in your life. And thank God each and every moment for those beings in your life, those wonderful blessings in your life. And you'll start feeling the high frequency. You don't have to do anything. Start just saying, thank you, Lord, for this. And mean it. Just don't say it. Words doesn't do anything until you don't put the feelings in it. And if there's feelings, then you don't need any words. So just, express yourself to Lord each and every moment. Whenever you get a time and you feel a little bit depressed, or you start thinking, what He has done for you in life. Or think about the beautiful moments you spend when you went to temple, or when you went to visit Him, or you went to visit your parents, or you went to visit someone special in your life, your mentor, your guide, your guru, somebody that, is very close to your heart. Think about them. Because what happens is that when you think about those higher frequency, well, sometimes, the question might arise that what, if you're upset with that loved one, right? If you're upset with the loved one and, negative feelings is developing because for the loved one, then think about that, the love that God has given you, the love Lord has blessed you with. The person, okay. One thing, love is love. Love means it's a universal love, and love is like our Sai Swarupa. Sai, Sai, for me, I always take Baba as, he's the Karuna avatar. He is the love incarnate. Baba for me is love incarnate, and he is just, just look into his eyes. Just, whenever you're upset, and whenever you are whenever you feel like negative thoughts are building up, start reading Satcharitra. Open any book, random page, or Bhagavad Gita or anything, and start reading it. What you have to do, what Baba told me, was divert your mind. Mind, Baba always says in Satcharitra that, man or our Indriya cannot stay quiet. Their job is to constantly think about something. If you give them an object, it's going to think about an object. So that means when you're having negative thought, that means your attention, your focus, you are focusing, or your concentration is on something unworthy. That's the reason it's creating negative thoughts. If it's worthy, then it will create positive thoughts. in the sense that, positive thoughts in the sense, if you're thinking about, let's say, meaning when you're thinking about, when negative thoughts are developing, one thing to remember is that your mind is very active. Your mind is very active, and it is playing all those subconscious files into conscious level, right? So you need to know that, maybe, it's possible that whatever, sometimes you may have heard science, or you may have heard that, when you are stressed out, there is no immediate effect, but there is a long-term effect. You become, there is a fatigue that follows after that, hair falls, secondly, you become weak, you start losing weight. That doesn't happen overnight. But as your stress builds, these things happen. Same thing with negative thoughts. Negative thoughts occurs in your conscious atmosphere, because it is already developed in your subconscious brain. So if it's already there in the subconscious brain, you need to change your subconscious brain. So subconsciousness, how can you change it? Remember, we talked about it. We're going to, how we need to practice the meditation techniques throughout the day, throughout, while you're going to bed and while you are waking up. Make sure that you say the things. You need to remind yourself who you really are. Remind yourself that you are you're not just this body. You're not just a mind. And thoughts are definitely, you're not the thoughts. Thoughts are just the, what would you call that? Thoughts are just your impression of reality of your surroundings. So if you change your impression, in the sense, you don't need to change your surroundings, you just need to change the attitude towards your surroundings, then the impression will change. So see, everything has a purpose. If you have a lot of negative thoughts and everything, take it as a disguised blessing. Why? Because it is forcing you to seek the truth. It is forcing you to show you the right path. It is forcing you to go deeper and deeper into spirituality. And it is also forcing you to go, towards your Lord, towards your God, toward the Guru. And so take it as a disguised blessing. And do not stress out. If you have a negative, everybody, I can guarantee you there is no one on this planet that will say that, they only had positive thoughts. No, that's not possible. That is not possible at all. Everyone, each and every one of us will go through negative thoughts, positive thoughts, it's just, it goes. But just like, the cars are passing by and you're standing in your balcony, there would be you would see a lot of traffic passing by. But your focus should not be on traffic. You're alert that the traffic is passing by, but you don't care how many cars. You're not going to count how many cars are passing by. Same thing. You're not going to focus on, oh my God, I had this bad thought. Now I am having this bad thought. Oh my God, am I that bad? What's going on with me? Am I going insane? How come I'm having this idiotic thought about somebody? It's okay. It's okay. It's just a traffic. It's all the impression that we have collected for years and years and for lives and, previous lives, and all the recording which is playing, which is stored in our subconscious brain, is playing into the conscious brain. Subconscious brain will make everything into consciousness. That's its job. So that's why it says, when you think about something, that's the reason we say, always think about positive things, always go to, always read positive books, always read. Now, also in Bhagavad Gita, there's a beautiful saying when Bhagwan Krishna says to Arjun that कर्ण तुम्हारी प्रतिज्ञा नहीं करेंगे अगर बाहर कोई कोलाहल है तो वो तुम्हारी आज्ञा की प्रतिज्ञा नहीं करेंगे पर वो सुनेंगे पर अब ये ज्ञानी के हाथ में है कि उसको क्या सुनना है और क्या नहीं सुनना है मतलब so what is it saying is saying that when you have your senses we may say that senses are in our control. How are, so we need to distinguish between when can we control the senses and when senses works automatically. Senses works automatically if there, as I told you, I'm sitting here, but I hear noise from outside, but my ears are not going to take my permission. Oh, look, Mittal, can I take your permission? Can I actually listen to what's going on outside? No, they're going to listen automatically. But now, if let's say, there is a movie that, there is a movie about, I don't know, a ghost movie, let's say, and a movie about a family movie. Now it's, God has given me intelligence on what I need to feed my senses with. If I want to feed my senses with that ghost movie, all that ghost movie characters, all the negative stuff will come into, I'm collecting all that data. My conscious brain is collecting all the data. That's its job. Conscious brain will, collect all the data. I'm sorry, subconscious brain will collect all the data. I'm sorry. And the conscious brain works through subconscious brain. So subconscious brain is collecting all the data that I'm watching, that I'm seeing. But, and then when I'm sitting by myself, all of a sudden, there is a little noise in the house and I'll get scared. Why? Because my subconscious brain will play, oh, did you remember that movie we watched? That happened in that day. Why? Why bother that way, So here, Bhagwan Krishna says in Gita that it is Gnani. Gnani makes that distinguish. Gnani distinguishes between what to watch, what not to watch, what to hear, what not to hear, what to say, what not to say. So it is, see, when Bhagwan says in Gita Ji that, it is our job to focus on the self-improvement. And the self-improvement happens through directing the sense in devotional manner. So remember, we talked about last week about Narsi Mehta. He was a Gujarati and he was a bhakta. He was a param bhakta of Bhagwan Krishna. And he said that he wanted to, he said that he wrote a bhajan. And he wrote a bhajan on Navadha, not the Navadha Bhakti, but Dasam Bhakti. And he said the Dasam Bhakti will be the Tana Bhakti. And so people misunderstood him. And they started scolding him. It's like, what are you doing, What type of bhakti are you talking about? You're talking about Maya. You're talking about this. He said, no, please don't misunderstand me. What I'm trying to explain to you folks is that Dasam Bhakti means directing your senses to the Lord. So all the senses that we have, those senses should be directed. Those senses need a direction. We can't just, leave the senses the way they want to work. No, we can't do that. Lord has given us, first of all, the intelligent Vivek Buddhi. So we use our Vivek Buddhi. Then day after day, when you use your Vivek Buddhi to clear all the, clumsiness from your life, life will become very smooth. So, as Baba said last week when we were doing satsang, he said Indriya. Why Indriya is important? Because everything begins from Indriya. Your eyes will see, your brain will pick up the things. As soon as you're sitting alone, the things that has been picked up will play in, will play in the sense, it will start playing in the mind. And either depends on what it is, either you will be happy or you'll be distressed. So again, Indriya is the one thing. So, meditation doesn't mean that you sit in a one place. Meditation, what Baba has taught me, is completely different. He has taught me meditation means you need to change your lifestyle. Meditation is not, you're not going to get anywhere if you just sit there with closed eyes. Yeah, you'll get peace, of course, but you will not get what you really want. Maybe, your indriya will be working and everything, but if you want real meditation means change your lifestyle. If you change your lifestyle, that's a true meditation. That's what Baba told me. When I asked him, why people are doing what they're doing, Baba said they really know limited things. They believe that, while sitting and meditation, they are really, improving themselves. But the reality is, they're just doing their mental practice. They're doing their mental exercise, nothing else. They're mentally exercising. They're watching things that are happening in their mind. You need to go beyond mind. When you go beyond mind, then you will see Paramatma. But if you're sitting in a meditation, yes, you need mind. You definitely need mind. That's your first step. You need mind to meditate. But once you reach that level, then you don't need mind. Then don't worry about what you are seeing in your mind, what happens in the mind. Nothing. Then nothing matters. Then only matters is you and your Lord. And in fact, you are not there. It's only the Lord that's present. If you are still there, that means you have not, let's say if I'm doing my meditation and if I still feel that, Mittal is still there with the body, mind, and thoughts, that means I'm just doing a mental exercise, nothing else. But when I feel that there is nothing, there is no name as Mittal, there is no body form left, there is no thought left, it's only the Lord, the divine nature in me that's coming out, then truly I have, walked on that spiritual path. That means I am going what my guru is telling me. That means I am actually ascending to that level. Other than that, we're all mentally exercising, nothing else. You'll see a lot of good things in your exercise, in the mental exercise. You'll go to Mars, you'll go to, you'll see yourself like in heaven, everything. But don't forget, your mind is still there. If your mind is still there, listen, you're watching. Your mind is still there. You're saying that you're watching. And you're watching your mind. That means it's the mind is doing all this creative activities. If you're watching, then you need to find out who is watching this activity. Let's say if I sit now and if I go to meditation and if I start seeing that I'm in heaven, yeah, enjoy that, no problem. But then question yourself, who is watching that I'm in heaven? That is your true nature. That is the Paramatma. We need to go beyond Atma also. Atma, we need to go beyond Atma. And we will merge into Paramatma. We'll talk about that. That comes later. But this is your answer to your question about negativity. Negativity is developed because we have we have a negative lifestyle. As soon as we start, cleaning our mess, as soon as we start cleaning the mess and cleaning all our lifestyles, activities, daily activity, we focus on daily meditation. In the sense, daily meditation means not sit at one place, but meditation means changing the attitude toward life, changing the lifestyle according to our guru's teachings. Living righteous life, directing our own senses in the devotional services to the Lord or to the humanity, then automatically your life will come into a balance. And you will notice that there will be no negative thoughts will left. And even if they are there, who cares? Then they're just, they're going. They're the traffic. Let it go. It will not bother you. They will not bother you. I can guarantee you that. Once you have changed your lifestyle and once you have accomplished this, nothing will bother you. Nothing at all will bother. You will become immune to any pain. You'll become immune to any distraction, because and higher understanding will have come, because Lord has blessed us with His mercy. So that's what reality is about our Sai's daya, Sai's karuna. And the best thing to do is when I started with Baba, the best way I did is I would just go to Baba and I would just started, looking at Baba's pictures. And I would forget all the negative thoughts. I would just look in his eyes. And I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't complain about what negative thoughts I'm having. I would just look into his eyes and Baba, Baba, Baba. I would just chant. I'd be like, oh Sai, you look beautiful. Oh Baba, look at you. What are you doing? I would start talking to him. And that way my attention, my focus is on Baba and instead of my mind. And then mind stops. Mind automatically stops. You will realize that as soon as your focus, your attention is somewhere else, mind will stop. Have you ever noticed when you're sitting and you're thinking about something and you hear all of a sudden a big sound, big noise, or, something falls, or, something happens outside, a big sound is coming from outside, your focus completely goes there. What happens to the thought that you're thinking? It's gone in seconds. You don't have to worry about it. So that's it. That is the beauty about mind. And that is the reason we'll go into deeper level that there is no such thing as mind. But that comes later on. But for now, just practice this. And let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions. Om Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram. Om Sai Ram.